What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I've got one from Paramount from the 90s. It is Eye for an Eye. So this is a vigilante justice movie. It's Sally Field has the lead, and she's a mother who's stuck in traffic. She's talking on the phone to her daughter, and just the worst possible situation happens. She can hear somebody break into the house. That person begins to assault her daughter and eventually rapes and kills her daughter. And she's listening helplessly. This is before cell phones were everywhere. She doesn't want to hang up because she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to like break that connection with her daughter at this traumatic time, and nobody will help her. And then, like I said, her daughter ends up being raped and murdered. The police do what they can, but obviously to her, they're not doing enough. And so she's kind of always on the police. Eventually, they catch the guy, and it's this dude named Robert Dube, who's played by Kiefer Sutherland, and he's definitely the guy. I mean, it should be an open and shut case, but there's an issue with one of the evidence samples, and it ends up being out on technicality that he ends up walking free, and there's nothing they can do about it. And from there, Sally Field becomes consumed. Like, she doesn't want to. It's not so much vengeance, it's just she doesn't want to see somebody else go through what she had to go through, and she just wants to take care of this guy and make sure he can never hurt anybody again. And the movie's kind of like, how far is she willing to go to do that? This is obviously a very familiar narrative if you're a fan of the vigilante justice genre. This is a story we've seen over and over again where a parent goes after the killer or rapist of their child in an effort to take them out. And so there's really no new ground broken here, but Eye for an Eye ends up being way better than the normal vigilante justice movie because it has such an incredible cast. Sally Field is such a strange choice to me for this role because you think of her. I mean, she has a very powerful personality, but it's just kind of a strange role, in my opinion. Maybe that's why I think it works so well, is because she's kind of like this, small person. She's got a big voice, but, like, to see her, like, just driven to these extremes is really interesting, and I think she really brings out, like, that every woman quality that makes the story kind of universal and, help it to resonate. So she's great. Ed Harris is here, Beverly D'Angelo, Philip Baker Hall, Keith David. That's the terrible Keith David impression, but anyway, Keith David is here. But one of the main reasons this movie works is Kiefer Sutherland. A movie like this needs just a sleaze bag, just complete loser, and he nails the role here. I mean, just completely, just a gross, disgusting guy. As if he's not just doesn't look sleazy and slimy enough, he does all kinds of just shady stuff in this movie. He pours coffee on a dog. Like, no one is even looking at him. He just does it to be an asshole, like, to the dog and for no other reason. He's just a complete jerk. Great villain. And the dynamic between he and Sally Field is really interesting here. And I think his performance is the best one in the movie and definitely the main reason to see it. Otherwise, this one, like I said, the narrative is kind of familiar, but it works. The cast is really great. The pacing is great. It does kind of go into the social aspect of it a little bit, so it's not like it's just some gratuitous, revenge movie by any means. So in the end, if you like vigilante justice movies, or there's somebody on the cast that you're a fan of, or you just like, really competent, well-made, well-performed thrillers, I think Eye for an Eye is definitely worth checking out. The DVD is an old one from Paramount. I actually rented it from the library because I couldn't find it streaming. It's fine. It looks okay. It's back from the days when Paramount wouldn't really do much with the DVDs, so it's a really solid transfer as far as DVD from the early 2000s goes. There's no extras whatsoever, but the disc is only like $5-6, so I mean, I think it's worth it if you're interested in the movie and you can't find it streaming anywhere. In the end, I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, I thought it was really well made, and it definitely elevates above the kind of well-worn material because of how good the cast is. So that's my review of Eye for an Eye. I hope you liked it. If you do, please drop me a follow on here or a sub on here. It would be really great, and I really super appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon if you want to get exclusive content. $5 a month gets you bonus videos, at least one a week. I'm also on Letterboxd if you want to get an idea of what's coming up. I post the stuff there first before I make the videos, so you can get an idea of what's in the pipeline. And if you want to read my full write-up of Eye for an Eye or over 1,000 other movie reviews, you can go to my website, markfusion.com, to check that out. But subbing to me here is one of the best things you can do as well. Free, easy, and direct way to help me, and so that I can continue to make this content. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon.